So, what really happens when you fall into a black hole? I mean, really? Does your consciousness just get wiped out of existence? Or could it be something more, like some kind of cosmic enlightenment? Today, we're diving headfirst into this massive question by looking at it from two totally different angles: ancient mysticism versus modern astrophysics. We're going to the very edge of reality. All right, let's just get right into it with a little thought experiment. I want you to imagine it's you, right now. You've just crossed the event horizon of a black hole. What happens to your mind, your sense of self, at that exact moment of ultimate collapse? Is it game over? Or is it the beginning of something we can't even imagine? First, let's explore the mystical side of things. What's that answer? Well, from this ancient point of view, that terrifying gravitational pull, it isn't some external force of destruction. No, it's actually a mirror for a journey you take inside yourself, a deep and, yeah, sometimes violent path to enlightenment. In yogic philosophy, they have a name for this ultimate state, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and just listen to how they describe it: a complete gravitational collapse. See, it's a state where the mind basically implodes into a single point of pure, empty awareness. The parallels to astrophysics are, well, they're kind of spooky, right? Yogis talk about this as a kind of spiritual implosion. So try to picture this. First, your senses. They stop looking out at the world and get pulled inward. Then, your very identity, all your memories, your ego, everything that makes you, it gets consumed. And finally, time and space themselves, the very fabric of reality, they just fold in on themselves until everything, the whole universe, merges into one single silent point of pure consciousness. And here's the part that really matters. This final stage, it isn't like you're just watching some cosmic movie of nothingness. The idea here is total unification. The boundary between you, the observer, and what you're observing, it gets completely erased. You don't just see the void, you become the void. Okay, now let's do a hard pivot. Let's look at the picture physics paints, which is starkly different. We're shifting from the metaphysical to the brutally physical. Because for an astrophysicist, falling into a black hole isn't an awakening. It's pretty much the most violent end you could possibly imagine. And this really shows you the contrast perfectly. On one side, you have the mind collapsing into pure awareness. On the other side, you have the physical body being stretched and shredded into a literal stream of atoms. We are talking about two profoundly different types of collapse here. And this process has a gruesomely perfect name: spaghettification. Just imagine your falling feet first. The gravity at your feet is so unbelievably stronger than the gravity at your head that this difference in pull literally stretches you out thinner and thinner and thinner, like a piece of spaghetti, until you're nothing but a long, thin stream of particles. And where is that stream of particles headed? To one destination: the singularity. And this is a place, a point of infinite density and zero volume, where all of our known laws of physics, of space, and even time, they just stop working, they break. It's the ultimate dead end. So this brings us right to the heart of the conflict, the big question that connects these two totally extreme views. We know your body is gone. That much is clear. But what about your consciousness? The you that thinks and feels? Does it just poof, vanish? You know, in the end, your answer to that question really depends on how you define consciousness in the first place. Is it something fundamental, not made of matter, like the mystics believe? Or is it what physicists might say, just an incredibly complex pattern of information that's being processed by your brain? Okay, and this is where physics gets really, really weird, and almost starts to sound a little mystical itself. Stephen Hawking's famous information paradox points out a huge problem. See, a fundamental rule of quantum mechanics is that information can never, ever be truly destroyed. But black holes eventually evaporate and disappear. So if you, a walking, talking collection of information, fall in and then the black hole vanishes, where in the world did you go? Well, the solution that modern physics has come up with is maybe just as strange, just as mind-bending as the spiritual one. And it forces us to completely rethink what it even means for something or someone to exist at all. It's called the holographic principle. And the best way to think about it is like that little security hologram on your credit card, right? It's a flat 2D surface, but it has all the information to project a 3D image. This theory suggests a black hole works the same way. Everything that falls inside it, every star, every planet,
every person can be perfectly described by information that's stored on its two-dimensional surface, the event horizon.
So, let's just be crystal clear about what this theory means for you in our thought experiment. Your three-dimensional form, your body, your brain, every single cell, is gone. Completely and utterly destroyed. Spaghettified. But, and this is the absolutely incredible part, all the quantum information that made up you, it isn't destroyed. It's preserved. It gets smeared across the 2D surface of the event horizon, almost like a cosmic hard drive. It's a perfect mathematical blueprint of your entire existence, just etched onto the very edge of the abyss. And that leaves us with our final, mind-bending question to chew on. The physical journey, yeah, it ends in total annihilation. But the information of you, of your consciousness, might just survive, encoded on the boundary of space-time itself. So that brings us right back to our first question, but with a crazy new twist. Is that survival? Is that a form of enlightenment? Or are you just data? At this point, the line between physics and philosophy, it pretty much disappears entirely.